9 frames in this box. There were 11 frames in the other box. 2 of the frames in the other box were not drawn out. Let's see what we got here in this box. First couple frames are starting to be drawn out. They do have bees on them. They are working it. I do not see any hive beetles yet. No stores. Light frame. Very lightly drawn out. 1 hive beetle inside the cell. Can't get to him. Let the bees deal with it. They have really worked over the pollen patty in this one. It is almost completely gone. The other one in the other box was about half eaten. This one has been eaten enough that it's fallen off in the bottom. I'll have to reorient it. Not much left of it. As we look in there, nectar. Just a little bit of capped honey. More nectar. About half drawn. Try to reach down here and get this pollen patty out without pissing the bees off. Has been eaten a little bit on. Set it up there. Try to figure out another way to offer that. I guess they haven't eaten as much of it as I thought they had. It had just fallen off in the bottom. I got to figure out a way to better hold it. I might have to build me a plastic trap that will hold it in there, but the bees can get to it. Now this frame is heavy. Some capped honey, lots of nectar, a couple capped cells. They're backfilling everything from emerging larvae, emerging brood. Much more honey on this side, almost all honey or nectar reserves. Much heavier than the other frames in the other box. You can see 1 drone cell. Couple worker cells left in this one yet to emerge. These are pretty young colonies. Everything I've got this year was started from swarms. Probably June-ish is when we started bringing these bees up here. So from June to now, this box was brand new, so all these frames were empty frames with just starter strips of foundation. So the bees have had to do everything, build the comb, develop down in here. Still looking very good. The other hive, whenever I had it open, I was looking for varroa. I didn't see any mites. Maybe you guys will see some that I didn't, but I did a quick check. The wings on all of them look good. It's not a lot of drones. A lot of nectar. There are some empty cells in here, but they're empty. Oh. No, they have young very young larvae. Not quite commas. They're a little bit older than 3 or 4 days. But I'm still learning, so it's hard for me to tell how old they are based on their size, but they're pretty small. Here's some bigger larvae in there. Not much cap brood in this one, but I'm starting to see cap brood in the next frame. Like I said, everything here is being backfilled with nectar. Plenty of honey on this one. And like I said, they're a lot heavier. These guys are a lot heavier than the last one. Now, I told you I didn't see any small hive beetles, but we have some kind of larva right there, so I don't know if that's a small hive or if that's wax moth, but I'm going to do us all a favor and tell him to get lost. So he's gone. Start having to look at that. He was probably entombed in some of the propolis, and I probably just released him whenever I opened it up. But he's gone now, and I don't see any more. I've got an emerging bee. It's an emerging bee right there. I don't know if you got a good look at him. I'll bring him back down. Right there. Really good. These bees, whenever they see a little slit, they like to try to come through there, so I try to slide them off so that I don't squash anybody. Outside of my pail. Reach down and grab this. Paddle down in and get you out. Little bees. Where to go? Now this one has a whole lot more cap brood. I let these guys fall down in there. Sweep these guys off before they fall down into the hive. Little girls didn't make it. Don't want dead ones falling back down in there. I don't like smoking if I don't have to. They seem to stay more calm. If I start smelling bananas and they start bumping me like they're not super happy with me, I might go get a smoker. Oh, that's a heavy one. You can see good brood on this one. Honey, still heavy. not seeing any varroa, no mites. I'm not seeing any deformed wings. They're just calm. They're just kind of hanging out, doing their job. If I find a queen, I'm going to try to catch her and paint her up so she'll be easier to see. But I'm not making any promises because I'm going pretty quick through them and I don't want to disturb them too much. If they're healthy and it looks like they're growing, this one here's got some larvae in it. So I know she's in here. They're not roaring like they're missing anybody, so they seem pretty happy. Happy bees. Back up. Back down. Good. No one smashed. Still looking for small hive beetles. I'm not seeing much. They've done a really good job using propolis to fill the cracks. We saw that one larva and the one in the cell. But for the amount of bees on the frames, and the number of frames in here, one or two is not going to, oh, that's nice and heavy, detrimental. And not a great pattern, but still capped brood. I'm not seeing any cells to indicate that they're thinking about swarming or having an emergency cell like they've lost a queen. I haven't seen that in either hive, so that's a good sign. Not near as many uncapped brood or larvae in this one as there was in the other one, but there's plenty of capped brood and plenty of bees. Keep from smashing them. Sometimes they just are obstinate and don't want to get with the program. Still looking for the queen. I haven't seen her. Lots of nectar. I have noticed that they're pushing their brood chambers back more towards the center of the hive. Usually they try to keep their brood chambers pretty close to the hive entrance, but these guys are starting to move their brood chamber more towards the center of the hive, which I guess for this time of the year it makes sense. They're trying to get it in a warmer spot. These hives are well, this hive is insulated. That last one not insulated. Frame. These guys are not building them out all the way to the bottom, but this is a younger, this is the second to the youngest hive that I've got. Late June, I pulled this one out of the swarm trap. So it maybe got a little bit of time before any dearth we might have had in July. But I mean, we've had a pretty good summer as far as rain and weather is concerned. Lots of cat brood. See some larger, there are some larvae in here. I'll start looking for the queen a little bit harder since we're starting to get into younger stock. I'm very happy with the way the wings look. I'm very happy with their attitude towards me. Look at my propolis on the edge. I don't see any larvae in there, so that's good. Here's the front side. Lots of nectar backfilling, not very many larvae. More larvae to the edge. The central area over towards the honey is more backfilled nectar. Girls are looking good. Very happy. My hives that I have at my mother's are kind of situated different. They're in a more wooded, she lives in a neighborhood with lots of mature trees, and with those mature trees she has, I made them mad because I squished a couple. Trying to slide them down so I don't squish them. But with those trees there's more shade, and I really think that having these hives here in the sun is helping me with my pest control, because I don't seem to have, I mean, there's no real small hive beetle infestation to speak of. My ones at my mom's place, I'll try to get film on it this weekend. They have pretty large populations of small hive beetles. The population of bees is still good. When I checked them last time was about a week ago. I gave all of them pollen patties, maybe 2 weeks ago. So they're not really using that pollen patty as much as I thought they might. More brood. Lots of nectar, backfilling the open cells. Don't see larvae in this one. No eggs. I'm not really too concerned about that. I feel like they're pretty strong. And I've seen young enough larvae in here that I know there's a queen. I'm just fairly new at spotting her this time of the year. If she's not laying heavy, her abdomen may not be as swollen, so she might be hard to spot. But like I said, I'm not spending a whole lot of time looking for her. I'm more concerned about the health of the bees, making sure I don't see mites. Looking at the resources. Oh, they got them a wasp. They're going to ball them up. Let me see if I can move that. You guys might be able to see some action here. Right here. They got them a wasp trying to sneak in here and get them something. Go ball her up. They get a chance, they'll ball her up and kill her. You guys can watch that for a little bit. Now, with them doing that, they may start sending out a pheromone that's going to say attack me. I'll have to just kind of pay attention to them. Don't think that wasp has a chance. Yeah, I'm starting to get popped a little bit now because they're saying, hey, there's a problem in the hive. I love seeing that. You want them to be protective of their hive. I didn't even see her fly up. Yeah, there's honey in here, capped honey. Not quite as much as I'd like. These guys are slow to have many. I hate to see her die, but she died protecting her colony. You guys can't see the wasp down there, but they pretty much have her balled up now. If they don't sting her to death, they will ball up and create enough heat that it will kill her because they can withstand a lot higher temperature than she can. A couple of minutes to figure out what they're doing before I cover them. That's what I was told. The problem with these horsehair type combs is the bees will get stuck in there, so I need to see if I can't find some synthetic brushes so that I don't get them all hung up in my horsehair comb. Figure out a way that I can get that pollen patty put in there. I hate the idea of just leaving it on the floor because if varroa does get into my hive, they will be on the bottom, and I don't want them to be in down where the disease is. I'm going to leave that stuff there. Oh. They are working that wasp over. Go. Closed up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 frames. When it's all said and done and I start winterizing for the winter, there will probably be somewhere between 7 and 8 frames. I'll put a pillow in over the top, and it will go down the back side to create an insulated top. Like I said, this hive here is insulated. The first one I did is same interior dimensions, but it's made out of a 2x material. It's a thicker wall than what you'd see with the Langstroth, but it is not what I would call insulated, so it'll be interesting to see how they do versus these insulated hives. I'll treat it the same way I treat these insulated hives. If I get a chance, I'll be reducing the number. If there's 11 frames in there, I'll be reducing it down to, I might just take those frames out and put it in an insulated hive. but I'm kind of skeptical about doing that since they've already propolized that box. We'll see. We might just leave them in there and see how they do through the winter.